Ken Brown is here to talk to us. He's the Director of Digital Services at Dome Productions. Beautiful truck.
Yes.
I mean, like I said, it's bigger than some of the studios people are working in across the nation.
We're very happy with that truck.
Let's talk about some of the trends that you're seeing in the industry. What are two or three of the biggest that are driving change?
Well, the biggest thing, of course, is the internet and mobile applications, and audiences are being spread across all these different platforms. So that's led us to have to come up with ways and services to offer our customers so that they can get to those people on the multi-screen platforms.
Yeah, people aren't just doing the big productions anymore. They're also doing smaller productions aimed just at the web.
Yeah, they're doing smaller productions aimed at the web, but they're doing productions that are running in companion with the bigger productions. And what we're finding is that you've got an audience for the bigger productions that you just saw in that truck, that there's another audience that's interested in the show, but they're not interested in the show and how it's being produced and delivered by the bigger trucks. So now you have to be able to provide another program stream for them with content that's tailored specifically for that audience.
Ken, what's the biggest question you're getting when someone's looking at maybe using Dome? What's the number one question you're getting asked?
Ooh, well, the biggest thing with the second screen and whatnot is, how do we do it? How do we get out to people, and how do we get to all the different platforms? So that's a thing that we've been working on for quite a while, and being able to integrate our companion truck, our sidecar truck, with the big truck, to be able to take feeds from that, add additional feeds to it, create those different program streams, or else to go out there as a standalone unit and produce content strictly like you're doing here for the web.
Now, some people might wonder, well, why don't you just build everything possible into these big old trucks? And why is space an issue? Why is all this technology an issue? The 80,000-pound limit. Yeah. We got into a little bit out there. We didn't see it in the piece, but tell me about that. There's regulations on where you can go with these things.
Yeah, there are weight restrictions, and the weight restrictions are all over the map essentially in North America. We're running fairly close to that, because on our trucks not only do we have production facilities on it, but we have uplink capability on it, KU band uplink capability on it. So that helps push the limit. But I see the stuff that we're doing in our sidecar truck and companion truck as being a few years down the road. That'll just be part of every day in a mobile unit.
Now, when you say the sidecar, you mean you have your main production with the big truck, and then the sidecar truck is basically the companion for the second screen, the web. You can use different camera angles for things.
Exactly.
That's an essential part of any production at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at shows like the Grammy Awards and all those big award shows and whatnot, they always have a second unit that's sitting there looking at backstage stuff and grabbing some content off the main truck as well.
It's always interesting to me when I'm a fan of a show, there's always someone out there that's a bigger fan that wants behind-the-scenes stuff. They want to know more about the actors. They want to know more about the characters on the show, and that's how you're delivering it, is with these new production facilities.
And that's the social media side of the thing as well, which we've been getting involved in a way. We've been doing social media campaigns for entertainment shows up in Canada, so we've been doing Facebook and Twitter behind the scenes, and then live behind the scenes stuff as well to supplement the main broadcast.
Now, I know you're used to getting your trucks wherever they need to be around the U.S. and Canada. Do you go around the world?
We've actually taken the trucks to Japan, I believe it was.
Okay, I don't want to know how you got that thing there. But what do you think, getting it down here, what are some of the big intangible benefits of being here at the NAB Show?
Oh, I think the biggest thing is that you've got the world's broadcasters are all down here. Everybody in broadcasting. It's the biggest event in this industry, and we get an opportunity to meet with these people, and they get to see what we're doing. And as they talk, everything's becoming more of a global economy, and there's broadcasters over in Europe that want shows produced here and delivered there, and vice versa. So we're working a lot closer with a lot of European broadcasters.
Let's look forward. What do you see as some of the big winners and losers in the entertainment space? Let's start with the winners.
Well, I think that anybody who gets into the second screen, or let's say multi-screen environment, has a social media presence will be a winner. And I think that anybody who sort of ignores this trend is going to be in big trouble. They definitely need to be there.
Is there any show that's too big and they think they just don't need it, that maybe doesn't need it? I mean, Academy Awards is
you know
a
what?
huge show, and they're doing stuff on the iPad.
Yeah, I don't think any show is too big. In fact, one of the things that really got our attention years ago was the Grammy Awards, when the company AEG Digital in Los Angeles did a whole social media campaign and behind-the-scenes campaign around that show for CBS, and CBS attributed, I believe it was a 20% increase in the over-the-air ratings as a direct result of that whole social media campaign and behind the scenes, because they had a whole audience that was engaged in the show well before the show went on the air. When the show went on the air, all those people that were engaged in that social media were tuning into the main broadcast, and it lifted their numbers, and it was like, oh,
wow, I like
there's
this.
something there.
That was another trend we saw too, is all these award shows that were tape delayed on the West Coast
yeah.
are now pretty much all live.
Live, yeah, exactly.
And because of Twitter and Facebook and all these social media
Exactly,
platforms.
yeah.
And what about return on investment? Do these companies see that? Is it something that they're concerned about right now?
Yeah. There's an issue right now. They're trying to figure out how to monetize it. And there's going to be a lot of discussion about that down here, I'm sure.